Your birthday is tomorrow, and you feel absolutely nothing. While everyone around you treats their birth month like a royal coronation, planning weeks of dinners, and expecting a parade, you are treating the anniversary of your existence like it's just a random Tuesday. Your friends think you're weird, your family thinks you're being difficult, and your partner is probably stressing out trying to decode your indifference. But here is the question that probably keeps you up at night. Are you actually just being a grump? Or is your brain trying to protect you from something much deeper? Today, we are going to deconstruct the fascinating and, frankly, slightly dark psychology behind people who treat their birthday like just another spin around the sun. And trust me, this goes way deeper than just not liking cake. We are talking about childhood attachment styles, the architecture of disappointment, and even a little bit of existential dread. Let's start with the most obvious layer, the one that makes you want to crawl under a table at a restaurant. It's the spotlight effect. Birthdays are one of the few days a year where you are forcefully cast as the main character, whether you auditioned for the role or not. For some, this is pure dopamine. For others, it is psychological torture. But psychologists suggest this isn't just simple social anxiety. It is actually about a violation of autonomy. Think about the mechanics of a traditional birthday. Other people decide when to sing to you. They decide what gifts to give you. They decide the venue. You become a passive object in your own narrative. For people with a high internal locus of control, that's the psychological term for people who need to feel like they are the pilots of their own destiny. This loss of agency feels like a threat. You aren't avoiding the celebration. You are avoiding the feeling of being a trapped animal while a group of waiters sings an off-key song at you. But let's go deeper, because for many of you, this isn't about control. It's about the expectation gap. I want you to travel back in time for a second. You are 8 years old. It's your birthday. You have spent weeks imagining this magical, cinematic day. You visualized the perfect Lego set, the perfect cake, the laughter. And then, your mom forgets to pick up the pizza. Your best friend gets the flu and cancels. Your sibling gets more attention than you do. In that moment, you crash. This is what neuroscientists call a prediction error. Your brain is a prediction machine, constantly forecasting the future. When reality fails to meet your mental simulation, the drop in dopamine is physically painful. So, what does a smart brain do to avoid pain? It installs a defense mechanism. We call this emotional pre-hedging. If you treat your birthday like a normal day, if you expect absolutely nothing, you cannot be disappointed. It is the ultimate insurance policy for your ego. You aren't being humble. You are being strategic. You learned early on that the only way to win the game is not to play it. Before we keep going down this rabbit hole, I have to ask, do you have a specific birthday memory where reality just completely failed your expectations? I'm genuinely curious if this stems from one bad event or just a general feeling. Let me know in the comments, because I suspect we are all sharing the same trauma here. Now, if you thought that was heavy, buckle up, because we need to talk about death. Yeah, I went there. Strictly speaking, a birthday is a mortality counter. You are celebrating the fact that you have one less year remaining. There is a concept called terror management theory, and it suggests that humans have a unique, low-level background anxiety about our own mortality. Most days, we successfully ignore it. But birthdays? They are a loud, flashing neon sign reminding you that the clock is ticking. For some personality types, specifically those who are highly analytical, a birthday doesn't feel like a celebration of life. It feels like a confrontation with time. By minimizing the day, by treating it like it doesn't matter, you are subconsciously silencing that ticking clock. It's a way to soothe existential anxiety without ever having to admit you're afraid. But here is the plot twist that usually shocks people. Some of the people who ignore their birthdays are actually the most romantic, idealistic people on the planet. This is a phenomenon called idealization paralysis. These individuals have such a perfect, Pinterest-worthy, novel-quality vision of what a celebration should feel like, that they know reality can never compete. They are often high in openness and neuroticism on the Big Five personality scale. They feel deeply. So, instead of risking a mediocre birthday that stains their perfect fantasy, they choose to have no birthday at all. It's a protection mechanism for their own standards. Dr. Breen Brown calls a version of this foreboding joy, the inability to fully lean into a happy moment because you are terrified it will be taken away or ruined. So you ruin it first, on your own terms, by claiming you don't care. However, we have to look at the other side of the coin. Context matters. If you grew up in a collectivist culture or a family that simply didn't prioritize individual milestones, your indifference isn't a disorder. It's just your baseline. In the West, we are obsessed with individualism, with being special. But in many cultures, the focus is on the group, the family, or the elders. If you don't celebrate, you aren't suppressing trauma. You just never learned that your solar return was supposed to be a national holiday. But here is the most empowering perspective, the one I hope you take away from this. What if not caring about your birthday is actually a sign of supreme mental health? Hear me out. Authentic self-esteem, the real, unshakable kind, comes from internal validation, not external confetti. People with a secure attachment style and high self-worth do not need a designated calendar date to feel valuable. They feel valuable on a rainy Tuesday in November. They feel valuable when they make a mistake. They don't need the permission of a birthday to feel like the main character. In fact, sometimes, the people who demand the birthday month and the royal treatment are using that day to compensate for not feeling seen the other 364 days of the year. So, if you are the type of person who treats your birthday like a normal day, you are a complex mix of things. You might be protecting yourself from disappointment. You might be avoiding the spotlight. You might be managing existential dread, or honestly, you might just be so secure in who you are that you don't need the cake to prove it. Whichever it is valid. You don't owe anyone a performance of happiness. But understanding why you feel this way is the key to actually enjoying your life, on your birthday or any other day. If you want to understand more about the hidden mechanisms running your brain, like why you procrastinate or why you overthink, you need to be following along with what we are doing here. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the next deep dive into your own psychology. It might just answer the question you've been asking yourself for years. See you in the next one.